So you've got a brand new Victorinox sharpener. This is the dual knife sharpener from Victorinox. You've seen the videos, you've read the reviews, and you're ready for that razor sharp, easy paper cutting edge. You've got it out, you've got the handle on right, and you've given it a few goes on each side, and then you do a test and you find that it still snags. You find that it cuts rough, it's not as it should be. Certainly not the tip. And then you give it a few more goes, and then you test it again and it's still no better, and maybe it ends up in a drawer. So why can't you get it to work? Well, there are two important things here. One is the pressure that you use of the blade on the stone, and then the other is the angle. And don't worry, I'm going to take you through all the steps you need to master this. You don't need any additional tools. You don't need any fancy angle guides. Although one of the things I would introduce is the use of a practice blade. Now, somebody's borrowed my normal practice blade, so I've got this. This happens to be a Victorinox paring knife. Now, one of the good things about this is it uses pretty much the same steel, so you get used to it. The edge is very similar. Now, this is even easier to use because it's a straight blade, so that makes it a little bit easier than a curve. So, why make it difficult for yourself? Start off with something easy. So I'll just show you using this to start with, and then we'll come on and we'll sharpen this, which is my Victorinox waiter. Now, the reason why I say to use a practice knife, a lot of this is about muscle memory and getting used to the right technique, to the pressure and the angle. So if you've got a really nice Victorinox, so let's say it's a vintage one and you don't want to screw it up, well, use a simple knife. I mean, one option could be to use something like this. This is an IKEA knife. The only trouble with this is that the steel is a bit crap and it doesn't hold an edge as well. So you can do this. I've used this in another video, and this is actually pretty sharp, but this one is not so sharp. So that's been used a lot in my kitchen. The other thing is, as a test, use a piece of paper. Now, I tend to use a Post-it note. Not that they're special, but I know that they're always the same and I know how they feel, and they're pretty cheap, and I just get a fresh one each time I need to use it. Step one is to check that your knife is clean. So if it's got a load of gunk on it, that's not gonna do that. If it's got a load of gunk on it, that's not gonna do any good at all. So just get it as clean as you can, and as long as the blade is clean, that's fine. So we've done that. The next thing is to do a test. And so we want to see what level of sharpness we've got. Oh, and by the way, if you like this so far, and if I get a bit further and you like what I'm telling you, could you please subscribe? Quite a few of the people watching my videos haven't subscribed. It really helps my channel, and it means that my videos are more likely to pop up in your feed. So we do a test. So this is taking some pressure and it's tearing, so it's not so sharp. Okay, we can do a lot better than that. So that's the first step. Step two is to hold the stone correctly. Now, I wouldn't advise holding the stone horizontal and running the knife away from it. For one thing, if you slip, it's going to cut your fingers. The other thing is it's quite difficult to maintain a consistent angle. And this is one of the key things. One of the key things we want to do is to have a consistent angle, and either moving the blade across it like this, or moving the stone across it like this isn't going to do it. So what I recommend for getting a consistent angle, now with the angle of the camera, it doesn't always show. So I'm going to try and get it as central as I can so you can see. So what we're going to do is to maintain the angle with the stone, and then the knife is going to be vertical. And it's much easier to keep a vertical angle and to keep it consistent. Now, sometimes the camera exaggerates the angle, but if you think about it, that's at 180 degrees, this is 90, half is 45. We're looking for 17.5 to 20 degrees. Now, you know, so if you've got 45, half of 45 is 22, and then we want to come up just a little bit more. And as I say, the actual angle itself, when you're beginning, isn't important. Keeping that angle consistent is. So get used to it, how it looks, how it feels, hold it still. The next bit is to do 10 strokes on the first side. So we're holding the knife vertical and we're pulling it down. And I said about pressure, you want to put a little bit of pressure, but let the knife do most of the work. And make sure you go the full length of the blade. Now I can see I'm not, so I can always put a couple of extra strokes in at the end. So again, we're pulling the full length of the blade and we're putting a little bit of pressure. It shouldn't be too much. When you've done your 10 strokes, and I've lost count by the way, so just check to see if you can feel a burr. And I'm not always good at feeling a burr. I can feel a slight one in the middle there. So what I'm trying to do is to run my nail along the back of the blade and to pick up if there's a bit of a burr. It doesn't matter too much if there's not, and don't worry about that when you're getting started. And again, so I'm holding this at roughly, I've gone from 45 to 22.5 to a little bit more. I'm holding the knife vertically. Let's try and angle it so you can see it. And then I'm pulling the blade across and I'm trying to get the whole of the blade. Nice, slow, consistent strokes and getting the whole length of the blade. And again, I've lost count because I'm talking. But let's assume I've done equal each side. Now, if you want, you can do a quick test. Now, this is a very thin blade, so it's going to sharpen easier. It won't be so easier on the other one. When you've done that, repeat 10 each side and do that until you're happy that it's nice and sharp all the way through. One other trick, if you're not sure that you're hitting all the blade, and especially to start with, is just run a marker pen along there, each side. And then that way, when you're doing your sharpening, okay, let me get the angle. It goes from being black to you seeing a shine on there, and then you know that you've sharpened it okay. I'm just going to top it up with the other side. You'll have to trust me that I'm getting the angle right because it's really difficult to show that. Another quick check on here. Okay, so it's really easy. It's no more complicated than that. It's getting the muscle memory, it's getting the angle correct and getting the right amount of pressure. And you'll know that partly by the noise and the feel of it, but it does take some practice. So, and remember what I said, if you like what you've seen, please subscribe. So let's try this with this. Now, this is my Victorinox waiter, and it's a fairly cheap knife, so this might be a good one to start with. So that's not bad. I'm not going to pretend it's it's awful, but it is pulling a bit, and especially the tip's not too sharp. So again, we'll just make sure that it's clean. We've done our test. So we get this and we set the angle and we hold it steady. So we've got this and we do 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now I know I have a tendency to miss the tip a bit, so I'm just going to do a couple of extra on the tip. And I've set the angle again. Just check that I've got that. And I'm going to do 10 here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now the camera exaggerates the angle a bit. So that's better. Now we'll do another test. So we're going to do another 10 each side. So I get my angle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I can check for a burr maybe. And I find it very difficult to get a burr on this. I don't think that the stone is aggressive enough. So I'm going to set my angle again. Let's get my hand out of the way. If you can see that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now it looks as if the blade's angling over there, but it's just the angle of the camera. I was actually holding it vertical. Let's just do another quick test. So it's nearly there, it's not quite. So set the angle, 10. I'm just going to do a couple down the bottom and set the angle again. See if I can get this right. Holding the knife vertical. So I'm going to do a couple on the tip. See how we're doing. Sorry, I think that's user error. Much better. So I hope that's given you some good tips of what to do. A couple of extra points for this. So I never use the pull through sharpener. I find it just doesn't do anything. Some people say it takes the burr off. I've heard some people do it before they do the main sharpening, some after. I find it seems to have no effect. But it's very easy to use. Find yourself a good practice knife to get that muscle memory. Get the angle correct and hold the blade vertical. That makes it much easier. And with the pressure, get the pressure right. So and you can tell partly from the noise, it shouldn't be too noisy. It shouldn't be too hard to pull down. So not just the weight of the knife, but just a little bit more to get it to work. And with some practice, you should find that this is the perfect sharpener for bringing the edge back. Now, if you've been cutting up something really bad and you've got chips out of the blade, this may not be enough, and maybe look at getting a diamond sharpener and either getting a full bench stone or maybe something like this, which is the Falkneven DC3. It's got a sharpening side that you can use to remove a little bit more metal. But one of the things I like about the Victorinox is that it's not too hard. it's not too aggressive, so it doesn't remove too much metal. So I hope you found that useful. Let me know in the comments, how do you get on with this sharpener? Or if you don't use this, what do you use instead for your Swiss Army and other sorts of knives? The other thing is that this is no good for super steels. So it's fine for this sort of Inox 12C27 D2, fine for that. It's not going to work for Magna Cut or anything like that. You're going to need a diamond sharpener for that. Hope you found this useful, and why not watch this video on the importance of stropping, or this playlist on sharpening in general. And I'll catch you in the next video.